Strap yourself in for Keeping It Real with Jack Arral.
Welcome back, Keepers. My name is Jack Phillips, and to my very left is a woman called
Gabrielle Dolan.
AKA,
Rao.
and this is...
Keeping It Real with Jack and Rao.
You didn't think I was going to do that,
No,
did you?
I didn't think it. I was about...
Got to keep you on your toes,
I was
old girl.
about, based on our last week's episode about failing fast, I was about to have a go at you.
Failure, if you think that's failure.
No. I think you do it deliberately just to wind me up.
You think? All right, now this is an interesting episode in a world where we are obsessed, and I say we, royal we, with, visuals and Instagram and TikTok and all those things where we can see the lives of others.
Yep.
I follow some funny, weird people. You'd be surprised because I'm just a bit curious about their lives.
I follow funny, weird people. You.
Are you curious about my life? No, because you know what my life is. So comparison is the thief of joy. It's a great line, right?
Yeah.
What does it mean, really?
Yes, we're about to find out.
We
aren't
are.
There's I came across James Clear. I subscribe to James Clear.
He's cool. His newsletter.
Email newsletter. Yeah, once a week. And one recently was talking about this, and he said, comparison is the thief of joy when applied broadly, but the teacher of skills when applied narrowly. And he gave a few examples. He went,
hang on, read that one again, please.
Yeah. So comparison is the thief of joy when applied broadly, but the teacher of skills when applied narrowly. So, for example, if you apply narrowly and the examples he gave was, an exercise technique.
Yep.
Or like marketing strategy. Like you could be doing a really cool thing marketing your business, and I go, oh, that's good. And I'm comparing me to you, but I can, take some stuff on that. Or writing tactics.
Okay.
How do you, you often say to me, oh, God, Ralph, how do you write a book? And I go, well, I get up at 6 o'clock and
yes,
write
you've got a routine.
And so you
use that.
You compare what you're doing to me, and you wanna do that. So
I just want to be you, love.
you just want to be me. But so applied narrowly.
Yeah, I like
you're
that.
Learning.
So
You're
actually, yes. What is it I
skills.
want out of this scenario so that I can use
doing?
it? Now that's really cool. I think we should take a step back. James Clear is the author of a great book called Atomic Habits.
Yes,
and he's all about how to break bad habits and create really good habits.
Yeah,
and
we'll do a podcast episode.
We are absolutely doing, and we have done one on habits and habit stacking, which is great. So James Clear, comparison is the thief of joy when applied broadly. So the point being, don't look at someone's, chapter 3 don't compare your chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 30. Just because somebody has X and you don't, be careful about where you compare.
So the examples he gave when broadly, he's talking about career, marriage. Oh my God, they got such an amazing marriage. Net worth.
Oh, don't talk to me about net worth.
When you compare things broadly like that, that's the thief of joy.
Years ago, I worked for many years in private banking, so working with ultra-high net worth people who many were absolutely fantastic. And I remember thinking initially, oh, this is so glamorous and exciting, and we got to meet amazing people who had huge amounts of wealth and their families, and we got to see their homes and we got to help them fund all sorts of things. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm so jealous. I just want to be them. Well, let me tell you, after working in that industry for some time, those people were not always happier. They had incredibly complex lives. They had all sorts of issues, all sorts of family issues. I'm thinking of a mining magnate as we speak and her family challenges, and she's worth billions. So again, this comparison to other people, what we sometimes see isn't actually what's behind the curtain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the importance of remembering that,
Yeah. I've noticed recently in professional service firms where, you go in as a young grad and you see the partners and, there's like one day I'll be a partner.
I'll be them.
And I've seen a change in the last probably 5 years to going, you know what?
I don't want that.
I don't want that.
I see that all the time.
Don't want that. And so I think they've had this realization that the comparison is the thief of joy, but then actually, no, I actually don't want that.
It's really interesting you raise that. In the last couple of weeks, I have been coaching a couple of very senior men. They don't know each other. They're from different countries, in fact, in different industries. And both have said to me, I'm being sort of set up for this next role, and we're talking C-suite,
Yeah.
and I don't think I want it.
Don't want it.
That means not being around my 5 and 7-year-old as much as I want to. That means probably compromising the relationship I have with my partner, and I don't want that. And I think that's such a shift to hear that coming from men.
Yeah.
I hear that more from women saying, no, I'm going to opt out, but I haven't heard that from men. And these are younger guys, they're probably late 30s.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking there's a shift. Now, it's not everyone. There are plenty of ambitious people.
I think it's a shift to people wanting choice around. It was in...
it's defining success, actually. What their success
absolutely
is defined by.
I was in gym the other day, and I go to the 9. So the gym I go to, they have classes at 6 o'clock, at 7:30, at 9:30 in the morning, and then it's 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock at night. So I go to the 9:30 one because I'm not getting up at AM. Yeah, I'm not getting up at 6. I don't need to. And
Hannah needs her 12 hours of sleep.
So there was a guy that I hadn't seen before. He was new to the gym.
Go him.
And he'd been given a wellness week off work, right? So he was going to the gym and he was doing the 6 o'clock at night ones or the 7 o'clock in the morning. And he goes, I saw this 9:30 group and I thought, well, I'm going to give this 9:30 group a try. And I just said to him, I go, you know what it means when you can come to the 9:30 session? He goes, what? I go, you've got choices in your life. And he
You've hit the jackpot,
and he
mate.
went, oh, I like that. And I was like,
But it's true. It's absolutely true. That says to me you can either choose when you start work. You might still be working for somebody, but you have got something set up where you can choose to start later, or you're working for yourself, or you're not working.
You're not working.
Even better. Okay, so comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
You spoke about James Clear. I love that. And career, marriage, net worth. What else are you? The exercise technique.
No. That's when it's applied. When it's applied broadly, like career, marriage, net worth.
Gotcha.
Not good. Thief of joy.
Yeah. Okay.
When it's applied narrowly, like the way
how
you're
can I take the learning
then
from that?
That's a teacher of skills. So that's a good thing. So we're not saying no comparison.
Yeah.
But it's what you're comparing. And I think social media has absolutely made this worse.
Exacerbated it.
Like,
Totally.
seriously.
Exacerbated.
You're looking, we said before, you follow people on social media and you do sometimes go, oh my God, their life looks amazing.
I'm following someone and it's private jets and it's holidays and the wealth is incredible.
You have to remember.
And so I'm getting the highlight reel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm getting the highlight reel.
You've got to remember getting the highlight reel. You're getting the photo. They've taken 20 photos and they've done this one. And so...
And what's really interesting about this particular person, I'm not going to name them because it's not their fault, but they have inherited vast amounts of wealth. They've not done anything themselves to create that wealth. It's come from a family member and they're living their best family life, which is actually quite lovely and seeing a lot about their parenting and their children. But it's easy to go, oh, how lucky to just jump on a jet and go to, I don't know, the Maldives for a week with your children and just eat really beautiful things. There's way more to it behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. You're seeing the highlight reel. Just to interrupt this podcast, this is just a reminder, if you want to support us in what we do, jump over to Patreon and become a subscriber where you'll get early access to podcasts, you'll get bonus episodes, masterclass, some real value. If you want to help us support us in what we do and hopefully we can support you, then jump over and become a subscriber. A couple of weeks ago I was in the Sunshine Coast and it wasn't very sunny for the Sunshine Coast. I'm just telling you that right now.
Well, that's good.
We had a few
Makes me
days
feel
of
better because it looked like it was bloody beautiful in Brisbane
so
when
it did,
you were there.
didn't it? So one of the things we did on one morning is we climbed this mountain, but it was...
I just woke up one morning and decided to climb a mountain. Listen to her.
But it was the second smallest mountain in the world. So we were actually having a discussion.
So how big was it?
What's the difference between a hill and a mountain?
And what is the
it's just not size. It's a whole heap of things.
Right.
Like the size, the above sea level, like does it stick out in a flat landscape? I don't know.
Okay, so there's a bit to it.
There's a bit to it. But anyway, it's the second smallest mountain in the
world. Not just in Australia, but in the world.
In the world. And so we climbed this mountain that took all of
2 minutes.
10 minutes, sorry.
And you're old.
10 minutes. And so we got to the top, the lookout, took a few selfies, climbed down the mountain in about 5 minutes, and then we're driving home and they go, well, do you want to go to another mountain? And this was
stop it.
This was like Mount. It was at Peregian. Jesus, how do I say that? Peregian, which in Indigenous means emu.
Emu.
So it's Mount
Nice.
Emu or Mount Peregian.
Yeah.
And that was sort of on the way home. So we said, do you want to climb another mountain? And jokingly, I said, yeah, let's climb another mountain, and then I can put it on social media. I climbed 2 mountains. So,
How was your Tuesday? Oh, I just climbed 2 mountains.
but we got up there, another selfie. Here's a second mountain.
I saw
And I
those
can
selfies.
guarantee you,
They look good.
some people would have been going, oh my God, she's so amazing. She climbed 2 mountains in a day. And seriously, I'd get more exercise walking up to the street. And
I love
shopping.
it. Good on you for being so honest. Celeste Barber does a good job with this, doesn't she? You know, and she's been taking the piss out of the models and the body sort of imagery
why
and
she's
stuff.
so popular.
And because she's so funny and she's
she
so
calls
real.
bullshit on it.
She calls bullshit on it. And she's not afraid to put herself out there, you know.
Yeah.
Go Celeste, we need more of you. I always said that I wanted to be the Celeste Barber of coaching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's like, call it.
Yeah, call it bullshit.
Hey, something that's really interesting as part of this comparison is a thief of joy, arrival fallacy. Have you heard of that?
No, I have not heard of
It's
arrival.
a great term.
As in a rival?
Arrival.
Or arrival.
Arrival, so arriving.
Arriving. Okay, right.
Arrival fallacy.
Yep.
Thinking you'll be happy when you get there.
Oh,
How good is that, eh?
corner office.
Oh, just once I get that, once I make
Yes.
this much money. I remember saying to Richard, we can't have a baby now because we haven't got X. And he said, but when we get X, we're going to want Y.
Yeah.
And when we want Y, we're going to want Z.
Yeah.
Now's the time, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right for you to say. I'm the one
Been a
bloody
long
having to
time
push
ago.
the baby
when
out.
he's calling you babe.
No, he still calls me babe.
Does he?
Yeah, but he sort of takes the piss, babe.
Right.
Arrival fallacy, thinking you'll be happy when you get there. Watch this one. I coach on this a lot, yeah? Somebody comes to me, oh, Jack, I can't believe it. I missed out on this, and I know when I just need that because once I get that, I will up A, B, C, D, E. And I say, what if you don't get that, which you haven't? How is life different or worse? Oh, it's really, I'm not going to get that extra money. I'm not going to get blah, blah, blah. It actually doesn't change in most cases, yeah?
No.
But people that keep chasing, I know family members. I've got to get this next thing. I've got to get to here. It'll be better when I've got that.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, when will you ever be happy?
Yeah. I think a lot of people in their career spend way too much time chasing a title.
Yeah.
Or
I
a
agree.
salary.
I
And the
agree.
point is, the more money, good, but you're just going to spend, spend more.
I go back to the ultra high net worths. More money doesn't actually equate to more happiness.
No.
In fact, it creates more complexity.
Yeah.
So they say healthy ambition, Rahl, versus toxic comparison. So it's okay to be ambitious, yeah? When you're ambitious, you might say, okay, what's my next best step?
Yeah.
What do I want to do next? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love being ambitious. I've got lots of dreams
Very
and
healthy, yeah.
ambitions. I know you have too. And people I coach have. Comparison, on the other hand, says, why am I not where they are? So comparing yourself to
right.
someone else.
Yeah. I have that a lot when people, I don't want to sound like a wanker, but when they compare themselves to me, but it's because they
I know what you mean.
they look at my career and what I
Yes.
do.
God, you've worked
and
hard.
they will, I want to
Over a
be
long
like you,
period.
which is fine. That's a healthy ambition, which is good. But the danger is when they're going,
Why aren't I like you now?
Why aren't I like you now? And I often remind people, I go, I started 20 years ago.
I was not an overnight success. Hello,
Exactly.
nobody
So
is.
If you're going to compare yourself, compare your day one to my day one 20 years ago, not your day one to my day.
Or here's an even
10,000.
better one. That's a great point. Compare your day one to your day 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like
your
it.
personal
Yeah.
best. Keep
going, progress.
being ambitious for yourself and look at your own personal best. They say use others as inspiration, not measurement.
Yeah.
So don't measure yourself against Rahl or against Jack or against Keehlan or against whoever it is you're measuring yourself, but instead look at them and say, okay, that's my inspiration. I've looked at you as my inspiration for a long time, and you've been a bit of a mentor for me, particularly since I finished in corporate life and became my own best boss. And you've given me great inspiration. But I don't measure myself to you because we're very different. Yeah. You're chasing different dreams and using your skills and experience differently to how I'm using mine. And they say define your own scoreboard. What really matters to you this year? Now, some people are going to say, but hang on, what matters to me, Jack, is getting into that corner office and getting that, C-suite role. And you've just said to me that, that might not mean success. Correct. I'm not saying that it doesn't mean something to you, but be careful about why it means something to you. Well, not be careful, understand why it means something to you. So does it mean something to you because you think you'll be more liked, you'll have more power? You might have more power, you might not be more liked. Does it mean you'll have more money? You might be given a bigger salary. It doesn't mean to say you'll keep more money.
No. Do you find I reckon a lot of people, and probably this is hard to admit, when they're going, well, then I'll be respected.
Yeah.
Then I've made it. It's sort of like I've made it then.
Yeah. So again, a title doesn't in any way mean you've made it or that you're going to be more respected. Some of the people in the world with some of the greatest titles of leadership and of power are some of the most disrespected. I can think of some male leaders, or I can think of plenty of leaders, male and female, I have worked for, incredibly senior in big industries in Australia, in Asia, in America, in Europe, that have been some of the worst people I could have ever met.
Yeah.
And I have nothing to do with them today and would never, ever encourage catching up or initiating because their behaviours were awful. Now, that says a lot about them and it's pretty sad, but the point is having the title.
No, it doesn't.
It's not, it doesn't define success.
Absolutely.
Be careful.
You said before, what was it, healthy ambition? But then
versus toxic comparison.
And so the healthy ambition that is then connected to what your measure of success and what you want. And I think, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with chasing, earning this certain amount of money. I reckon when in my younger career, that's
we've
what
all
I
done
did.
it.
And I've, recently recently, you've got
earning money.
targets around sales.
I like earning money.
But I think your follow-up question is, why is that important?
Yeah.
And so even if
to
it's
you, why is it important to you?
So why is it important to you to earn this much money?
Yeah.
Why? And, it could be I'll have my mortgage paid off. And that's a great thing to go to.
Goal.
Or, if you want to get this title, why is that important to you?
And you've touched on it. So is it because I'll be liked more or respected more? Yeah. So by who? And why do they matter? Yeah. So I don't know too many partners, but I might be wrong. Tell me if you do, maybe you do, whereby they are measuring their love for you based on your success in a title, okay, or in an income. Now, there might be people out there that do. I need question.
I need to earn all this money so Steve can continue shopping at Aldi.
Well, he's given you a nice low benchmark there, hasn't he? Bless him.
We could survive on the smell of it.
Mr. Richard Phillips has got us very. But then now and again he'll just go mental and just book something, and I'll go, "Oh, what's happened to you?"
Steve's never done that in his life.
Well, I don't know what's going on with Richard. Maybe it's a midlife
He's not
crisis.
doing any travel agent stuff. That's for sure.
No. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, point is, ask yourself why you want what you want. And we're not saying there's anything wrong with wanting what you want, but just make sure you're not comparing it to somebody else. Yeah. You're not using somebody else as measurement. Yeah.
Because I think that would feed into toxic comparison.
Correct. So Olympic athletes who focus on their personal best, their PB, outperform those obsessed with beating others. I know Louis, he runs marathons, he runs half marathons, he does them fast, he does them slow, he completes them. Sometimes they're brilliant times, other times they're not so good. And he said to me, I will never win a marathon. That is not what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm not going out to win a marathon. I'm going out to get better each time, either a bit faster or whatever it might be. And that's why I do it. Yeah. And also to let people know they can do it too if they want to. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be anything special to run a marathon. You've got to have a strong discipline, a strong mind, but you can train for that. Mm. So it's using others as an inspiration,
even something
not a measurement.
As high as the Olympics, for example. If you made the Olympic final and you came second, you might be disappointed that you came second. But if you did your personal best, you would be going
how many people qualify for the Olympics?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So we've got an immersion coming up.
We have, and you can immerse yourself.
Keepers can come and immerse themselves not only with us, but with our content, our advice and coaching, our food and wine, our luxurious accommodation. Where do they come to, Ralph?
So we got 3 days in Milawa, which is the King Valley region of Victoria.
Beautiful.
23rd to the 25th of October. You'll get 4 masterclasses. You'll get 3 amazing lunches where we're going to connect with everyone. You get 2 mentoring walks every morning with Jack and myself and the others, and you get 1 amazing celebratory dinner. So if investing in you is important, come join us in Millawa.
And the important thing is they get to network and create connections that will absolutely help their careers.
Yep.
The gap versus the gain mindset. I like this.
Yeah.
Dan Sullivan, the gap versus the gain mindset, which is focus on how far you've come, not how far you have to go. You know, that is such a great thing to remind yourself, because I think about the farm that we bought 5 years ago that we're, transforming, and every day there's change to that farm. But because we're living in it and I know where I need it to get to, I forget how far we've come until someone arrives, isn't that sad, and says to me, oh, my God, I can't believe how much you've done. When I was here last, you didn't have this, this, this. And I go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it would be very easy, like something like a farm where there is always things like maintenance and always things that need to be done. It would be very easy to go, I'm getting nowhere.
I'm getting nowhere.
But when you look back and you go, how much you've achieved. So I like
And
that
that's
too,
where
focusing on your progress.
I love the memories that pop up that I've taken photographs of that come up on my photo album. Sometimes I'm sitting on a plane, I've got no Wi-Fi, I look at my photos here and I go, oh, my goodness, that was 2 years ago. Lots changed. Sometimes that's a good reminder. But the opposite to that, and here's a great tip, run a comparison detox. Unfollow social media accounts that trigger envy.
Yeah.
So if you are following people that you find just make you feel shit, it says more about you than it does about them, because they're putting their highlight reel up. I think we've made that clear. But if that's happening, then unfollow them. Don't put your phone away. Do a bloody detox. That's probably even better,
Yep.
Keep a progress journal. Log daily, weekly wins. So opposite to the failure resume we were talking about in our previous episode, run a progress journal, log daily, weekly wins. So, and keep asking yourself, if I already had what they have, what would I want next? Because there's probably there's a good learning in that. If you don't know what you want next because you think that's enough, then maybe that is enough, or maybe it's just that you're chasing that because that's what they've got, not what you want.
Yeah. It's almost those last 2 you were talking about reminded me, like if you got a gratitude journal, like you just talk about, what are you grateful for in life, and also do, okay, great, I've got I've got my health or whatever, but also, I'm grateful that I've, painted that fence. There was progression. Like we improve something.
Agree. Shout out to my beautiful mother. I heard her say the other day, and it just touched my heart like you can't imagine. And I'm a hard old thing, as you know. She said, we are so fortunate. Now, she lost her son 2 years ago, and she was talking about something very separate.
Yeah.
We are so fortunate. And I thought, there are many people that would say you're not fortunate.
Yes.
But here you are, reframing. And what she was talking about, they were fortunate, and she was making great out of a situation. But I thought, we need more of those mindsets.
Yeah.
There is fortune in life, even when there's unfortune.
Yeah.
So important.
And both your parents are very positive.
They are.
They wouldn't fall into the comparison.
No, they don't.
They're living the bloody best life.
They know joy.
They're going around, sitting, pet sitting.
She had a nice bottle of Chardonnay from Margaret River with them last night, and God, they were joyous.
I could imagine.
All right.
Okay.
Comparison is the thief of joy. Remember that. You want joy. You don't want it stolen from you. Stop comparing yourself to others. Nothing wrong with having ambition. Just make sure it's not toxic comparison.
Yeah, don't get sucked into the void. And if you do, just, unfollow and
listen to us. We'll bring
listen
you
to
up.
us.
You don't need to compare yourself
Don't
to us.
compare yourself to us, for God's sake.
You'd laugh a lot if you
This
did.
is just therapy for us.
It bloody is too. It's good.
Good therapy. Thanks, keepers. Hope you've enjoyed this. Don't compare us to other podcasts. Just like and
No, you
share.
can. We're good.
And as we say often, if you've got an idea for a podcast episode, let us know. Just
call.
DM us and let us know. But we will speak to you next week.
Bye.
You've been listening to another episode of Keeping It Real with Jack and Rahl. If you like what you've heard, don't forget to tell others about it and give a 5-star review. They may seem confident, but they really are sensitive 5-star needy souls. Yeah, right. Keeping It Real, created by Jack Phillips and Gabriel Dolan. Produced by Keehlan Ferrari-Brown. And this really real voiceover, spoken by Richard Phillips.